Okay, so what I want to do now is to explain to you guys the first page that we get when we run Laravel. So if I go to my browser, as you can see, we get this Laravel 5 page, right? And this is the root of our application. So as you can see, the URL of this is localhost 8000. However, this could be www.test.com, but we do not have this live. So what we have for the moment is a localhost 8000. So if I go back to my Sublime text, we can go to the app folder and then to HTTP, and then we can open the routes.php. So we have to analyze now how the hell we get this page. As you can see, we say at this line right here for line 14, we say that when the user goes to the root of the application, which is the first page without any slashes, any subpages, so it is the first page, then you have to return the view called welcome. So do you remember where we have our views? Well, our views exist in resources, views, and right here now you can see the welcome.blade.php view. So this is what we say here, okay? When the user visits the root, visits anyway the first page of the application, then you have to return welcome, the welcome view. And the welcome view has just HTML, so this is only a view, and what it does is to return Laravel 5 with also some CSS inside. However, this is not important for the moment. Now let's say that so let me copy this and let me go down here, okay, and say now change this to test. And instead of returning a view, I want to return just a string here. So I can say hello world. So perfect. So right here now, as I said, we are at the root of the application. So if I go to test, you can see now that we get this text, this string, which was hello world. Now, however, most of the times, guys, you might never actually return a string. What you might return most of the times is a view. So I will copy this view. I will copy the source code of this view, and I will now create a folder inside my views folder. Okay, so I will create a new folder and call this folder pages. And inside this folder now, I will create a new file called we can call this file test.blade.php, and I will paste the source code that we got from the welcome.blade.php. And instead now of Laravel 5, I want to say something else, something like this is only for testing. Now I will go back to my routes, and here now, as we did earlier, we have the result, which was this string. However, as I said, most of the times we return a view instead of a string. So what I will say here now is view, and will open parentheses, and inside here I will say test. Okay, and we can go back to our browser now and see if this works. So I will reload, and as you can see, this doesn't work. So why the hell this doesn't work? I mean, we did the exact same thing, right? However, there's a difference. Previously, we only had the welcome.blade.php outside of our, we had it inside of our views folder. However, now the test.blade.php exists inside another folder which is called pages. So in order to access this test.blade.php, you have to also specify the folder. And how you can specify the folder? Just by saying pages.test. If you save and go back to your browser now and reload the file, you can see that everything works and we are getting this amazing, beautiful message. Perfect. So now you might be thinking, how the hell does Laravel know that where to find the views? How the hell does Laravel knows that it has to go to resources and then to views to find the views? So as I said, the configurations of our application can be done inside the config folder. So if you go to the config folder, at the end you have a view.php file. So if you open this file, you can see that you have the path that specifies where Laravel can get the views. And the views Laravel can get from resources views. And then in order, for example, to get the test.play.php view, you have to specify in your routes the folder name. And this is how Laravel knows how to get the views. Now, excellent till now. So what I want to do now is to create a couple of routes. For example, I want to create a route for the About page, the Contact page, and the Help page. So I will change this to About. And actually, I want this lowercase. I will change this to Contact and this to Help. So if I navigate to these routes now, of course, test does not exist anymore because we deleted that. But if I go to my About, you can see that we get this page. Okay, if I also go to my Contact, we will get the same page, and again for Help, we will get the exact same page. However, I want to have different pages for all these routes. So what I will do is to go to my pages, and now I will create here an about.blade.php, and also create a contact.blade.php, and a help file.blade.php. And later, actually, we will see why we say blade, and you will see how good Laravel is about that. So anyway, now instead of test here, I will say about. Here I will change this to contact, and here I will say help. So in all these pages, I'm not gonna have some amazing code there. I will just say this is the about page. I will copy this message and I will go to my contact and change this to contact page, and then to help and change this to help page. So I will go back to my browser now, reload this page. As you can see now, we get this is the help page. If we go to the about, we're getting this is the about page, and if we go to contact, we're getting this is the contact page. Great. In all those pages now, you can go and immediately actually add your code there, and in a couple of minutes you might have a complete web page without any kind of backend though. So what I will do now is to go to my documentation. As I have promised, guys, we're going to use the documentation a lot, and I will go to my routing, and we can see now a lot of examples of how this routing is used. For example, for the moment we are only working with the get route. However, later we will also work with a post route and the put route and the delete route. But for the moment we're only working with a get route. As you can see, we can also say something like this. So what I'm going to do now is to go to my routing, and here now I will create a new route, and I will say here we can say, for example, first, and then we can say second. And what I'm going to do is to return pages.test, the test file. So I can go back to my browser, say here first, and then second. And as you can see now, we're getting the test.play.php HTML result. Excellent. So this is everything about routing and everything about views, and I think that at this point now you know how to work with routes and how to work with views. However, there's still a lot of things actually to learn about routing and views, and we will go through that later in more advanced stuff. For the moment, I just wanted you guys to understand how we called the first page of Laravel, which was this one, and how you can create your own routes and your own views, and how views are called from Laravel and all that stuff. Hopefully you like this video, and I will see you later.